Hi, everybody. It's Michael Miller, just doing a little replay for anybody who missed the webinar that I did on Monday. And we're not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right into it. This is a lunch and learn for those of you who missed the meeting on Monday. And what we're going to cover is the basics of how solar works on your home, how net metering works. We're going to talk about how to get started if this is something you're interested in. But the bottom line is we want to show you what's changed in the market, how things are different. There are a lot of neighborhoods around the country that are 100% solar, some 50% to 80%, but we are now past the early adopters phase. I bring that up because you might not see it in your neighborhood on your block, but it's popping up everywhere. But utility rates have doubled for most people in America in the last 20 years. Older people have seen their utility rates double more than once or twice. So I love this quote from Benjamin Franklin: by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And it's so true. Nobody wants the worst case scenario to happen, whether it's a hurricane, geopolitical instability, or just a power failure, but it happens all the time. If people knew the actual inflation rate, it would implode the entire system. That's an article from Business Insider. No, it's not clickbait. The reality is inflation is way worse than the government tells you. It's incredibly bad right now, and month over month, it's getting worse. Here's an article from the Charlotte Business Journal. What's included in Duke Energy's progress request for a 12.3 rate hike? California, the power rates went up 80% in one billing cycle. I could share 100 articles like this from around the country. The bottom line is simple. Your utility company is not your friend. They're not here to help you. And while it's great that they keep the lights turned on, they have an antiquated system that's just getting older. Blackouts, brownouts, all these things are becoming common as the population continues to grow, especially in metro areas. Interesting fact, in our local utility, Duke, the CEO makes $14 million a year, and his buddies, his executive team, make about 3 to 5 million a year, and paying out a multi-billion-dollar settlement for that coal ash spill. So we know inflation's terrible. We know that the utility companies are greedy, but how does solar work? This right here explains how much electricity you would use on a typical day. So you see a little peak at night when you're at home making dinner, doing dishes and laundry, and everybody's watching TV, playing video games. Another peak during midday when you're at work, the hottest part of the day. You have ups and downs throughout a typical 24-hour day, but what is this red? This is if you have solar. Between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., you're going to produce an incredible amount of electricity. We have a program in most places called net metering. So take Duke Energy, for example. Picture that they have a huge bucket, and all of the excess energy you produce with solar throughout the day just goes right into that bucket. Now, if you're old enough to remember rollover minutes, rollover data for your phones, net metering is a lot like that. All the excess you produce goes back into the grid, and they save it up for a rainy day. So you can produce more than you need in a lot of houses. Energy efficiency. So we're not going to jump too much into energy efficiency for today, but just know that most homes are not built for energy efficiency. And I do whole home energy inspections. If you ever want one, call me and we can arrange one for a very low price. So that's power loss. This is a rough sketch that we do for homeowners. What we do is we start off with your utility bill, and if you want to get a bid for your house, we're in over 20 states: California, Idaho, Texas, Florida, New Jersey, Maryland, Virginia. We're all over the place. Send me a copy of your utility bill. I'll have my designers look at it. We'll build a proposal. And you'll notice almost every utility bill has a graph like this. You can usually log into your online utility account and find one of these. And if not, you can call your utility company and they'll just give you the last 12 months of kilowatt hours. We take an aerial picture of your home, satellite images, and we do a mock-up, a little sketch. That gives me a basic idea, a layout of what I can fit potentially on your roof. Those colors represent a shade analysis. In this picture, you can see dark colors and light colors. Usually north is going to be dark, which means more shade, less sun. The trees play a big factor in that too. We try to face the panels south, southwest, or southeast. We do a 365-day shade analysis. We use satellites to see where the shade falls every day. We also do a weather data analysis of the last 30, 40 years of meteorological data to find out how many days of sun and rain you'll get on average. That helps us make our estimates and assumptions and proposals. You might not travel around as much as I do, but there are many neighborhoods that are close to 100% solar, if not totally solar. People aren't doing this because of their political affiliation. They're not doing it to save the planet. They're doing it for money. Solar is cheaper than your utility company. We can give you off-grid capabilities while still staying connected to the grid. So what do you see in this picture? A car is flipped upside down from a hurricane. Power lines are down. I mean, a massive storm. The roof is upended here and torn up. That's roofing insulation. All three of these solar arrays are anchored in, safe and secure. Same thing with this picture. A tornado came through. Solar is stronger than your roof. If you've ever held a roof shingle in your hand, you know what I'm talking about. Those things are not very strong or durable. A solar panel is incredibly strong. They're built to last a lifetime. We help pick what the right panel is for your house, whether mono or poly, monocrystalline, polycrystalline. We have a wide variety of panels. At my company, we're not like most solar companies that have one product. They just give you what they have and they spend their whole time explaining why their product is the best, which is not usually even the case. I find it's better to have a variety of options because not every house is the same, not every situation is the same, and not everybody's trying to hit the same goals. We do have in-phase storage. It's a lot better than the Tesla Powerwall. There's no cost to start for most people. If you have a good credit score and a good job, you can go solar with no money out of pocket. Interest rates are at a historically low rate right now. There's no guarantee that cheap credit will always be available. If you remember 2008, during that time, it was hard to get credit. We have no guarantee that cheap credit will always be available. But what I can say is today, right now, you can lock in a low rate. You can have predictable payments. Now you'll have a fixed low payment. It's not going to go up and down every month. With the utilities, you're really renting your power from the grid. You never own anything. With solar, you own the panels. Most people do pay them off over time. We can set you up anywhere from 5, 10, 15, 20, 25-year payments. That just depends on how much you're comfortable with as a monthly payment and how much you're comfortable with paying on interest. I can move that all around and customize it for you. 30-year warranty, no one else has this. We offer a 30-year bumper-to-bumper warranty because a lot of people are hitting the wrong bullseye with solar. They just want the cheapest panels they can get, the cheapest installer, and they don't realize that making sure these things stay turned on is the most important part. My company, fully insured. We put a 30-year extended warranty on all of our systems, unless you request otherwise. There's a huge federal tax credit, so you might as well get the good stuff. If all you want is the cheapest solar panels at the cheapest price, we're probably not a good fit for you. This will increase the value of your home. But in most places like Texas, Florida, North Carolina, California, it will not increase your taxes. There are laws in place. People often ask about their homeowners association, and in most places, they legally cannot stop you from putting solar on your house. Our project managers are really good at dealing with that. So if you have a difficult HOA, don't worry about it. We've done thousands of installs around the country, many of them on million-dollar homes, beach homes, multi-million-dollar homes. So we know how to deal with your HOA. We know how to work around their criteria, and we can jump through their hoops with no problem. Same with cities, counties, any municipality. With solar, there's no moving parts. With our battery systems, there are no moving parts. That's why these things are built to last a lifetime. The blue line is your household electricity rates. Remember in 2008, we had the worst recession in our lifetime for most of us. What happened to the utilities? What did these guys do? When you were at your worst financially, millions of people getting evicted from their homes, losing their jobs, what do the utility companies do? Year after year, they jacked up their rates, very sharp increases in utility costs. We have no guarantee that there won't be more situations like this in the near future. But when you have solar, you get a fixed low payment. You're not going to have to deal with this. We can hedge you and protect you against this. Back when Jimmy Carter put solar panels on the White House in the 70s, it was a lot more expensive. Solar used to be $100 a watt to install. Now we're closer to 15 cents a watt. So when people say to me, oh, I'll just wait till solar is cheaper next year, that's not true anymore. We're seeing our labor costs going up. Some of the parts are harder to get. It's hard to find and keep talent. Good installers cost more, and you want a good installer. Solar is about as cheap as it's ever going to get. The rebates are going away. The federal tax credit is set to expire sometime in the near future. Here's an article from space.com. First solar powered satellite still flying at 50. They lose a little bit of power over the years, a very small degradation, usually 0.5% or less per year. So they should still be cranking out years from now. Who is Power? Power is the fastest growing solar company in America. On the Inc. 5000, we're ranked 61. We have incredible reviews online, especially compared against other solar companies. We are the first cloud-based solar company. That's why our costs are so low. You've got to watch out. A lot of solar companies rip people off, especially the ones that go door to door. They have aggressive salesmen. You can see we have great reviews online. Even the Better Business Bureau, look at that, 4.3 stars, A plus accredited. And it's not easy to keep your ratings high on these websites. So we work really hard to maintain those high reviews. All of our installers are NABCEP certified, insured, bonded, licensed. We hold general contractor licenses everywhere we do business. We're in over 20 states. We are Energy Sage approved, screened and verified. Some of our brands, Hanwha, QCell, SolarEdge, Mission Solar, LG, Panasonic. We've got the best brands in the industry. You can see we have rack mounting for every type of roof. This is a standing seam metal roof. This is just a standard asphalt shingle roof. And yes, we put a warranty on the roof. We did over $200 million in business last year. All of our warranties are backed by a third party, independent, A plus rated insurance company. And just wrapping up here, you want to feel good about what you're doing. So this is my contact information, and I'll be the person seeing your job through from start to finish, from the first consultation, from your estimate, all the way to install day and commissioning. So if you have a friend or a family member or a neighbor that's interested in going solar, please send them my way. If you want to make a hobby out of that or a side hustle, we would be glad to pay you for referrals. If you're looking for a part-time job or a full-time job, we have some of the best pay in the industry because our cost basis is so low. We're a cloud, a virtual-based solar company. We don't have huge offices full of hundreds of employees. Almost everybody works from home. We run on very thin margins, and believe me, we make it up in volume. You've got my phone number, my email. Please share it, and let me know if I can get you a free estimate for your house. Thanks so much.